Hey Joe, I'm just going to show you how you can use this VicMap feature. It's actually on the city's website, how you can check the zoning in any building that's of interest. So two things have to happen in order for you to legally operate your business from a condo. First of all, the City of Victoria bylaws have to permit it. Secondly, the strata bylaws have to permit it as well. So just because the city bylaws allow something, strata bylaws may not, allow businesses per se. One last point is strata bylaws cannot supersede city bylaws. So for example, let's say strata passed a bylaw saying that it was okay to run a business from any particular condo building. If the city bylaws didn't allow businesses to be run from the condos, then it would be an illegal bylaw. Anyways, so let me just, I'll give you about 3 examples here, but it's an easy way for you to check to see which buildings allow businesses, which don't. So you launch the map. I'm just going to use Mosaic to start off with because it is a little bit unique. And this does take a little bit of time for everything to load up here. And then eventually you're going to get this little, okay, we don't care about that, little search bar up here. So the Mosaic I know is at 1061 Fort. I'm just going to hit this. And it's going to start a search. So it takes a little bit of time. Let's wait till it loads in here. And then I'll show you. It's real easy. Probably if I click on this will work. All right, so when I clicked on one of the addresses there, and you can pick any one, because the bylaws, zoning bylaws, are for the entire building. So the Mosaic is R48, and what you're going to find out is in the City of Victoria, there's all sorts of different bylaws. So if I click on that, it's going to then bring up the actual bylaw. And here's all the uses that are allowed in the Mosaic. And here's home occupation. And I don't know if it actually gives the definition for home occupation here. No, I looked that up elsewhere, but that home occupation works for your case. Now, having said that, what you've got to kind of read through all these here because sometimes and quite often it's only certain floors. But in the Mosaic's case, it appears to me, now I can't imagine anybody running a restaurant from a condo. So you got to kind of a non-resident use. Yeah, excluding home occupation. So a non-residential use, but it excludes home occupation, meaning that home occupation can be done in a suite, may be located only in a basement or in a first or second story. Okay, so there's an exclusion there, which is good. So the Mosaics, would be a good example for you. Okay, so let's look at a different building here. Hopefully if I go back, it'll just go where I want. Oh, no, sorry, I gotta go here. Okay, let's try. Now you asked about that place on Yates. Let me just check the address here. 968. So let's plug that in and see what we get. And again, I'm just going to click on one of these. Gotta be patient with this. It's still working. There. Okay. So there's a zoning for 968. I'm going to click on that. Let's see what it allows. Okay. I'm not going to read all through this. It gives some actual personal. Gives out some more definitions. Live, work, that's what we've talked about in past. So live work is combining commercial with a living space. But it does have, personal services. I think you'd come under that. But we got to keep reading through it. Okay, I don't think we care about that. These are all the types of businesses that are allowed there. Okay, so self-contained dwelling units must be located on the second or higher. A live-work unit may be located on the ground floor, provided the resident portion of the unit is located either on the second or higher story or at the rear of the ground floor and not within 6 meters of frontage. Okay. All right, so that's the common issue here. And the way I'm reading this, you can always phone the city of Victoria to check on these things, but I live work is what you want. All these other ones cannot be in the condos is the way I read it. All right, so let's just go one more, and the other one was you'd asked about Stadacona. Let's bring 1419 Stadacona. See what it says. This building actually has 2 addresses. The other one's on Pandora, but we'll just go with this address here. I'll click on this. And we just got to be patient. There's the zoning. So again, there's, as we know, there's a bunch of commercial space below there. This will go all the types of properties that can operate there. Restaurants, chartered banks, blah, blah, blah. Laundromats. Okay. I've already been through how to look at these. Okay. Let's go through it. Yeah, sorry, there might be a jump cut there. I just paused for a second. Yeah, so here's the critical thing here. Commercial residential buildings, which for the purpose of this section shall include any building comprised of 2 or more stories, all of which, save only the first, are used or intended to be used exclusively for the purpose of providing a place or places of permanent residence therein, and the first or ground story of which is used or intended to be used exclusively for the purposes of carrying on therein one or more of the other uses below. Okay, so the way I read this, it's almost, I don't know if there actually is any live work there, but it'd have to be 2 stories, or they're just a business on the first level. And these are all the businesses here. So I don't see that building qualifying. Again, I'm just kind of skimming through this, but that's anyways. So VicMaps is a good way to determine the zoning, the city zoning, and then if the city zoning's a go, then the next step is reading the bylaws for the building. Okay, I hope this helps.